The judge who's just sentenced those three men, all to prison sentences, described it as a conspiracy to enable very wicked, sophisticated and violent men to evade justice. What essentially they were doing between them was to provide not fake passports, but what are known as fog passports. So those are fraudulently obtained, genuine passports. Most villains who go on the run have to rely on stolen or forged passports, and of course they always run the risk of being easily detected if they're stopped, if they have to cross borders where checks are done, or if they have to check into hotels. It's very difficult to go on the run with a fake passport. But these were genuine passports, and this essentially was how it worked. Anthony Beard was one of the three. He targeted vulnerable passport holders, genuine passport holders. They were often people with drink or drug problems who were unlikely to travel. The passports had expired, or it was claimed that they'd been lost or damaged. So Anthony Beard applied for replacements, for renewed passports, and when they were issued, they were genuine. He built up a store of them, hundreds of them. But then when high-end criminals were on the run and needed a new passport, they would go to one of the organised crime gangs that Anthony Beard was in touch with and order one of these passports. Now, Anthony Beard took a photograph of the villain on the run and matched it from one of his hundreds of stored passports. So he found somebody who owned that passport who resembled the villain, and then the passport was applied for with the villain's photograph and came back with the wrong photograph, of course, but it was a genuine passport. Now, this was an investigation, a long-running one, exposed by the National Crime Agency, and we can hear now from Craig Turner from the NCA.
The passport would be a golden ticket, whether you're wanted or whether you want to go in and out of the country, not seen by, obviously, law enforcement or by borders. It would be absolutely key to run an organised criminal network internationally and across borders. It's absolutely key to their business structure.
This has been a long investigation. It was 2 years ago that the principals were rounded up in a series of raids across Britain. Christopher Zetek was one of the ringleaders of this conspiracy, and we saw him arrested at his home in South London. But he was one of around a couple of dozen people who were arrested that morning. The other two involved, Christopher Zetek was jailed for 8 years. Anthony Beard, the man who found those what the police call identity donors and persuaded them to let him apply for new passports. He got 6 years and 8 months. And Alan Thompson, who even his own lawyer described as the dog's body of this group, he was jailed for 3 years. The judge said that the fraud they committed subverted the whole system of passport issue.